Morning all, I'm Nandhini, working as an assistant professor in SNS College of Engineering in the Department of Computer Science and Technology. Today we are going to see a video on multivariant data visualization with the help of data analytics with R. This topic comes under getting insights from data, data quality, and data. Which means there is a visualization diagram given with multivariant data visualization analysis. Next one is depending on the number of attributes and the need to represent the spiritual and temporal aspects of the data, different plots can be used here. This is how multivariant data can be visually represented in different ways, and the main benefits of each of these are alternatives. When the multivariant data has three attributes, or one can analyze three attributes from a multivariant data set. The data can be visualized in a bivariant plots associating the values of the third attribute with how each data object is represented in the plot. The third attribute is quantitative. The value can be represented by the size of the object represented in the plot. The size of each object in the plot is proportional to the value of the third attribute for this object. If on the other hand, the third attribute is quantitative, which values can be represented in the plot by either the color or by the shape of the object. The number of colors of objects shapes will be the number of values the attributes can be assumed. In classification tasks, colors and shape are usually employed to represent the class labels. As an example, figure shows two plots where the third attribute is quantitative. On the right hand side, it represents each quantitative values as a different shapes. On the left hand side, it represents each quantitative value by a different colors. Color defined by the company, which consists of height and weight. Format defined by the company, which consists of weight and height. These represents the two alternatives for a plot of three attributes, where the third attribute is quantitative. Another approach to representing three attributes is used to use a third dimensional where each axis is associated with one of the attribute. It makes more senses to use this approach if the three attributes are quantitative, because the value of the corresponding attribute can be represented on each axis assuming on an order among them. Example, using a three-dimensional plot for three quantitative attributes from a data set. One may ask how we represent the relation between more than three attributes. A straightforward approach would be modified three-dimensional graph from a figure. Fourth attribute through the size, color, and the shape of the plot objects have been used here. Although we can also use some tricks to represent more than two attributes in the previous plots by using 3D versions and different formats and colors. Not all plots will allow this to use. The plot can be very confusing. For instance, dependence on the plot chosen, colors and shape will preserve the original order and magnitude of the quantitative values, only the difference values. Additional some quantitative values will not be naturally represented by the different object size. A different plot should be used. There are also some plots specially for more than two quantitative attributes. These usually represent the quantitative attributes of a data set. One of the most popular in the parallel coordination are also known as profile plot. Each object in a data set is represented by a sequence of lines crossing several equally spaced parallel vertical axis, one for each attribute. Parallel coordinate plots. Parallel coordinate plots for four of our contacts using three quantitative predictive attributes. The quantitative attribute occurs a position on the vertical axis related to their values. Each is represented by a sequence of lines crossing the vertical axis at the height that represent the attribute values. Parallel coordination. Parallel coordination plot for five attributes has been shown with the help of maximum temperature, weight, height, years, and genders. There are two diagrams: parallel coordination with colors, parallel coordination reordering variables, which represent the parallel coordination plots for multiple attributes. Left uses a different style of line for contacting who are good and bad companies. Right, with the order of the attribute changes as well. Star plots. Star plots for four quantitative attributes: maximum term, height, weight, and year. Avoids the predominance of attributes with larger values in the plots. All attributes have their values or normalization of the intervals. When the value of the attribute is closer to its corresponding star will be too closer to the center to be seen on. This is clear in the star labeled Irfan. Contact maximum temperature, weight, height, year, gender, etc. There have been many things being represented here. For example, star plot with the value of each attribute have for each object in our contact dataset has been shown with the help of 14 diagrams. Next one is labeled by friend name, which is Andrew, June, Corbin, Denise, which is good, bad, good, bad, labeled by objective classes. Visualization of the object in a contact data set using cherfons of phases. Phases be cherfon labeled by friend's name. Thank you so much for watching this video.